In the bustling city of Crestville, Officer Jameson was hailed as the epitome of law and order. His exemplary record, dedication, and remarkable investigative skills earned him the title of the best cop in the department. Unknown to his colleagues and superiors, Officer Jameson had a hidden secret, a dark double life that would shatter his image as the paragon of justice. An encounter with an old acquaintance from his troubled past presented an opportunity, a chance to make easy money by distributing drugs to unsuspecting students in educational institutions. With his impeccable skills of deceit and cunning, Jameson transformed himself into the ultimate chameleon, hiding his sinister activities beneath his immaculate police persona. He went to great lengths to ensure that no suspicion arose within the department or his personal life. As weeks turned into months, Jameson's illicit drug empire began to flourish, ensnaring more and more students in its grasp. As he delved deeper into the criminal world, Jameson couldn't help but feel the increasing weight of guilt. The conflict between his duty as an officer and his thirst for money and power threatened to consume him. Just when Jameson believed he had mastered the art of deception, a series of unexpected events unfolded. A determined young detective named Rebecca Johnson joined the department, determined to prove herself. Her relentless pursuit of truth caught the attention of Officer Jameson, but he dismissed her as a mere nuisance. Meanwhile, amongst the student body, the impact of the drug trade was becoming alarmingly evident. Lives were ruined, dreams shattered, and futures tainted. One student, Jenny, found herself entangled in the web of drugs and desperately sought a way out. Her path crossed with Rebecca, setting the stage for a collision of worlds. As Rebecca continued her investigation into the city's drug trade, she stumbled upon subtle inconsistencies and strange patterns within the department. Her relentless pursuit of justice drew her closer to the truth, unknowingly getting closer to Jameson's secret. Rebecca's investigation reached its climax as she gathered enough evidence to suspect Officer Jameson's involvement in the drug trade. The two worlds were about to collide, and both Jameson and Rebecca would face their moment of reckoning. As the truth was unveiled, the entire department was left in shock. Jameson faced the consequences of his actions, exposing his dark secret to his colleagues and the public. The trial was intense, and the battle for justice grueling, but the truth won and Jameson realized the importance of redemption. He was found guilty and sentenced to jail. Rebecca's determination to bring justice not only dismantled the drug empire but also inspired a new generation of officers committed to upholding the law with integrity. Inside the cold confines of his prison cell, Officer Jameson spent long days and sleepless nights reflecting on the choices that led him astray. The weight of guilt had transformed him, and he vowed to spend the rest of his life making amends for the harm he had caused. A desire for redemption burned within him, fueling his determination to change his life's trajectory. During his time in prison, Jameson sought counsel from a prison chaplain named Father Michael, who became a guiding light in his path towards redemption. Father Michael listened intently to Jameson's story and offered him guidance and solace. Through hours of deep conversations, Jameson began to see a glimmer of hope for himself, hope that he could find a way to turn his life around and make a positive impact, even from behind bars. Meanwhile, Detective Rebecca Johnson continued her relentless pursuit of justice, unearthing deeper layers of corruption within the city's drug trade. As she peeled back the curtain, she discovered that the drug empire Jameson had been a part of was much more extensive than initially anticipated. It reached high-ranking officials, influential individuals, and even members of organized crime syndicates. Despite the dangers and threats she faced, Rebecca remained unwavering in her determination. Her pursuit was fueled not only by a commitment to justice but also by a desire to honor those whose lives had been shattered by drugs and to bring closure to their families. In prison, Jameson's transformation became apparent to the inmates and the prison staff alike. He immersed himself in helping fellow inmates with their struggles, acting as a mentor and confidant to those who needed it the most. Back in Crestville, Rebecca's investigations led her to uncover corruption within the police department itself. As she delved deeper into the inner workings of the drug trade, she realized that it was essential to have allies she could trust. She formed an unexpected alliance with an honest and dedicated officer named Detective Ramirez. Together, they vowed to expose the entire network and root out the corruption that had taken hold within the police department. As Rebecca and Ramirez continued their investigation, they inched closer to the elusive kingpin behind the drug trade. They followed a convoluted trail of evidence, unraveled encrypted communications, and gained the trust of informants who risked their lives to bring the criminals to justice. The day of reckoning finally arrived. Armed with solid evidence and a deep understanding of the drug network, Rebecca and Ramirez orchestrated a meticulously planned sting operation. With the help of their fellow officers, those who remained loyal to the badge and dedicated to justice, they raided multiple locations simultaneously, targeting the core of the drug empire. The raid was swift and relentless, resulting in the arrest of several high-profile individuals, including corrupt officials, drug dealers, and the notorious Kingpin himself. The dismantling of the drug network sent shockwaves through Crestville and beyond, shaking the foundations of corruption. Rebecca's unwavering commitment to justice brought immense pride to the city, and she became a symbol of hope for a community yearning to break free from the shackles of crime. Her dedication and perseverance inspired a new generation of officers, fostering a culture of integrity within the police department. Jameson watched the news of the successful operation from his prison cell, filled with a mix of emotions. He felt a deep sense of gratitude for the officers who had upheld their duty and for Rebecca, whose unwavering pursuit of justice helped bring down the criminal network he had once been a part of. This reminded Jameson that true redemption was not just about serving time in prison but about making amends, seeking forgiveness, and dedicating oneself to a higher purpose. Jameson was released from prison, a changed man. He served his sentence after a long time. It was time to go. The city he once knew had transformed during his time behind bars. Determined to continue his path of redemption, Jameson dedicated himself to helping others avoid the mistakes he had made. He became an advocate for prison reform, working with advocacy groups to implement educational programs and support systems for inmates. He understood that seeking forgiveness was a long and arduous process, but he was determined to face it with courage and humility. As an advocate, he worked tirelessly to address the city's deeper issues, providing support to affected families and rehabilitating those who had fallen victim to drugs. The city of Crestville emerged from the darkness with a newfound sense of hope and resilience.